27. Purvottanasana, upward plank pose, target chakras, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agya, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. In Purvottanasana, the meaning of Purva is east, meaning of Ut is intense, and the meaning of Tan is stretch. This is the reverse pose of simple plank pose. This pose is little bit tough, but if you are master in other plank pose, then it's easy for you. The Purvottanasana truly refers for an extreme eastbound confronting stretch. East likewise implies the front of the body, and it is normally the bearing of sprouting potential and fresh starts. In English, this asana has numerous names: upward plank pose, inclined plank pose, reverse plank pose, inclined plane pose, upward plane pose, or back bend pose. Benefits of Purvottanasana: 1. It stretches the chest, shoulders, biceps and the front of your ankles. 2. It strengthens your arms, legs, core and back. 3. It is an excellent counter pose for four-limbed staff pose. 4. It strengthens your arms, wrists, hamstrings and glutes. 5. Good therapeutics for depression or fatigue and relaxes your mind. Technique: 1. First get into the staff pose, Dandasana. To keep your hands behind your hips, in a way that your fingertips are facing towards to your feet. 3. Now bend your knees, keep your feet on the floor. Your feet should be hip width apart. 4. Breathe out and push your hands and feet strongly on the ground to lift your hips in such a way that they are parallel as your shoulders. Keep your arms straightened out. Purvottanasana steps 5 include your spinal muscles as you rectify, straighten your legs and point your toes in outward direction. Raise your hips as high as possible and keep your glutes firm and also keep your legs strong. 6. Now raise your midsection, chest, up and permit your shoulders to roll onto your back. Give your head a chance to hang behind you, yet be wary of your neck. 7. Remain in the pose about 5 to 6 breaths. After that, breathe out and lower down your body and get into the initial pose. Repeat this process around 3 to 5 times. 28. Ardha Matsyendrasana, the Lord of the Fishes pose, target chakras, Agya, Manipura, Muladhara. Contraindications: pregnant women should avoid this practice. People suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia or hyperthyroidism should only practice this pose under the guidance of a competent teacher. People with sciatica or slipped disc should not practice it. Benefits: this asana simultaneously stretches the muscles on one side of the back and abdomen while contracting the muscles on the other side. It tones the nerves of the spine, makes the back muscles supple, relieves lumbago and muscular spasms, and reduces the tendency of adjoining vertebrae to develop inflammatory problems and calcium deposits. It massages the abdominal organs, alleviating digestive ailments. It regulates the secretions of the adrenal gland, liver and pancreas, and is beneficial for the kidneys. Technique: 1. Sit with the legs stretched out in front of the body. Bend the right leg and place the right foot flat on the floor on the outside of the left knee. The toes of the right foot should face forward. 3. Bend the left leg and bring the foot around to the right buttock. The outside edge of the foot should be in contact with the floor. 4. Pass the left arm through the space between the chest and the right knee and place it against the outside of the right leg. 5. Hold the right foot or ankle with the left hand so that the right knee is close to the left armpit. Sit up as straight as possible. 6. Raise the right arm in front of the body and gaze at the fingertips. 7. Slowly twist to the right, simultaneously moving the arm, trunk and head. 8. Use the left arm as a lever against the right leg to twist the trunk as far as possible without using the back muscles. 9. Follow the tips of the fingers of the right hand with the gaze and look over the right shoulder. Do not strain the back. 9. Bend the right elbow and place the arm around the back of the waist. 10. Reverse the movements to come out of the posture and repeat on the other side. Breathing: inhale in the forward position. 1. Exhale while twisting the trunk. To breathe deeply and slowly without strain in the final position. 3. Inhale while returning to the starting position. Duration. Practice once on each side, gradually increasing the holding time to 1 or 2 minutes on each side of the body or up to 30 breaths. Awareness on keeping the spine straight and on the movement of the abdomen created by the breath in the final position. Sequence. This asana should be performed after completing a series of forward and backward bending asanas. Variation. For beginners and those with stiff bodies or bulky thighs, instead of bending one leg and placing its foot by the side of the buttock, that leg can remain straight. Also, instead of one hand holding the ankle, wrap the arm around the thigh, hugging the knee to the chest. 29. Gomukhasana, cow face pose, target chakras, anahata, agya. Contraindications. This asana should not be practiced by those with high blood pressure, heart disease, cervical spondylosis, hernia, stomach ulcers or weak wrists. Benefits. Gomukhasana is an excellent asana for inducing relaxation. If practiced for 10 minutes or more, it will alleviate tiredness, tension and anxiety. It stimulates the kidneys and alleviates mature onset diabetes. It relieves backache, sciatica, rheumatism, and general stiffness in the shoulders and neck, and improves posture by opening the chest area. It alleviates cramp in the legs and makes the leg muscles supple. Method 1. Sit in Dhyana Virsana so that the right knee is directly above the left knee. To place the left arm behind the back and the right arm over the right shoulder. 3. The back of the left hand should lie in contact with the spine while the palm of the right hand rests against the spine. 4. Try to clasp the fingers of both hands behind the back. 5. Bring the raised elbow behind the head so that the hip presses against the inside of the raised arm. 6. The spine should be erect and the head back. Close the eyes. 7. Stay in this position for up to 2 minutes. Breathing normal in the final position. Awareness on respiration. 30. Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. To cleanse Vajra Nadi to promote ascendance of the sexual energy towards upper chakras, target chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Benefits. Vajrasana alters the flow of blood and nervous impulses in the pelvic region and strengthens the pelvic muscles. It is a preventative measure against hernia and also helps to relieve piles. It reduces the blood flow to the genitals and massages the nerve fibers which feed them, making it useful in dilated veins of the testicles and hydrocele in men. It alleviates menstrual disorders. It increases the efficiency of the entire digestive system, relieving stomach ailments such as hyperacidity and peptic ulcer. Vajrasana is a very important meditation posture because the body becomes upright and straight with no effort. It is the best meditation asana for people suffering from sciatica. It stimulates the Vajra Nadi, activates prana in Sushumna and redirects sexual energy for spiritual purposes. Practice note, if there is pain in the thighs, the knees may be separated slightly while maintaining the posture. Beginners may find that their ankles ache after a short time in Vajrasana. To remedy this, release the posture, sit with the legs stretched forward and shake the feet vigorously one after the other until the stiffness disappears. Then resume the posture. Note, Vajrasana is used by Muslims and Zen Buddhists as a position for prayer and meditation. People who cannot perform Padmasana or Siddhasana or find them uncomfortable may sit in Vajrasana for meditation practice. Technique: kneel on the floor with the knees close together. Bring the big toes together and separate the heels. Lower the buttocks onto the inside surface of the feet with the heels touching the sides of the hips. Place the hands on the knees, palms down. The back and head should be straight but not tense. Avoid excessive backward arching of the spine. Close the eyes, relax the arms and the whole body. Breathe normally and fix the attention on the flow of air passing in and out of the nostrils. Duration: for extended periods of time if performed for spiritual aims. A few minutes daily is sufficient to loosen up the legs. If any strain is experienced, stop the asana. Practice Vajrasana directly after meals for at least 5 minutes to enhance the digestive function. In cases of acute digestive disorder, sit in Vajrasana and practice abdominal breathing for 100 breaths before and after food. Do not strain. Awareness on the sensations in the legs, buttocks and spine. When comfortable in the asana, become aware of the normal breathing process. This will bring tranquility to the mind if practiced with the eyes closed. 31 Manduksana, frog pose, target chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Contraindications: people suffering from abdominal injuries and any kind of back pain do not perform this asana. In case of knee injury, avoid this. Benefits of frog pose: 1. Frog pose increases the quantity of insulin, so it is beneficial for curing diabetes. To cure the problems related to the stomach. 3. It is beneficial in cardiovascular diseases. 4. Useful for flexibility of thighs and legs. 5. Reduces extra fat from thighs and hips. 6. Frog pose improves the functioning of the digestive system and excretory system. 7. Manduksana cures the pain of ankles, knees and back. Technique: 1. Comfortably sit in Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose, to close the fists of both hands. 3. While clenching the fists, press your thumb inside with the fingers. 4. While pressing the navel with your both fists, exhale and bend forward. 5. Hold the breath when you are in the position of bend forward and keep looking straight. 6. Stay in this position for some time. Hold the position as much as you can, inhale, and come back to the starting position, Vajrasana. 7. Repeat this 3 to 4 times. Variation: 1. Sit in Vajrasana pose. To place your right palm on your left palm, keep them on the navel. 3. Now press your stomach inwards. 4. Exhale and bend forward, same as method 1, and keep looking straight. 5. Hold your breath and position for some time. 6. Slowly inhale and come back to starting position. 7. Repeat this 3 to 4 times. 32. Supta Vajrasana, reclining thunderbolt pose, target chakras, Swadhisthana, Anahata, Vishuddhi. Contraindications: this posture should not be practiced by people suffering from neck problems, sciatica, slipped disc, sacral ailments or knee complaints. Benefits: this asana massages the abdominal organs, alleviating digestive ailments and constipation. It tones the spinal nerves, makes the back flexible and realigns rounded shoulders. The nerves in the neck and the thyroid gland are particularly influenced. The chest is stretched and expanded to full capacity, filling the lungs and bringing more oxygen into the system. It is beneficial for those suffering from asthma, bronchitis, and other lung ailments. It loosens up the legs in preparation for sitting in meditation asanas. It redirects sexual energy to the brain for spiritual purposes. Technique: 1. Sit in Vajrasana. Slowly bend back, taking the support of first the right elbow and arm and then the left. To bring the top of the head to the ground, arching the back. Find the balance in this position, then place the hands on the thighs. 3. Try to keep the knees in contact with the floor. If necessary, separate the knees. Care should be taken not to strain the muscles and ligaments of the thighs and knees by forcing the knees to touch the ground in the final position. 4. Close the eyes and relax the body. 5. Breathe deeply and slowly in the final position. 6. Return to the starting position by breathing in and taking the support of the elbows and arms to return to Vajrasana. Breathing deep and slow. Duration: beginners should start with only a few seconds in the final position, increasing the duration slowly. For physical benefits, up to 1 minute is sufficient. For spiritual benefits, practice for longer periods. Awareness on the crown of the head, neck, lower back, abdomen or breath. Sequence: follow Supta Vajrasana with a forward bending asana. The most convenient counter pose is Shashankasana since it may be performed immediately from Vajrasana without unnecessary body movement. Practice note: never leave the final position by straightening the legs first, as this may dislocate the knee joints. Return to Vajrasana first and then straighten the legs. Variation: the back of the head, instead of the top, is placed on the floor in the final position. Join the hands together and place them under the back of the head, or fold the arms comfortably above the head. Try to keep the knees on the floor. Close the eyes and relax the whole body. Breathing deep and slow in the final position. Benefits: this is an important variation which intensifies the stretch of the abdominal region without placing pressure on the neck. Practice note: never leave the final position by straightening the legs first, as this may dislocate the knee joints. Return to Vajrasana first and then straighten the legs. Note: the Sanskrit word supta means sleeping and Vajra refers to the nerve and energy pathway which connects the sexual organs to the brain. 33. Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose, Target Chakras, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi Chakras. Contraindications: people suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, intestinal tuberculosis or hyperthyroidism should not practice this asana without expert guidance. Benefits: this asana can relocate slipped disc, remove backache, and keep the spine supple and healthy. A stiff spine interferes with all nervous impulses sent from the brain to the body and vice versa. By arching the spine, improving circulation in the back region and toning the nerves, better communication between the brain and body results. This asana tones the ovaries and uterus and helps alleviate menstrual and other gynecological disorders. It stimulates the appetite, alleviates constipation, and is beneficial for all the abdominal organs, especially the liver and kidneys. The adrenal glands, situated on top of the kidneys, are also massaged and stimulated to work more efficiently. The secretion of cortisone is maintained and the thyroid gland is regulated. Technique 1: lie flat on the stomach with the legs straight, feet together and the soles of the feet uppermost. To place the palms of the hands flat on the floor, below and slightly to the side of the shoulders. 3. The fingers should be together and pointing forward. 4. The arms should be positioned so that the elbows point backward and are close to the sides of the body. 5. Rest the forehead on the floor and close the eyes. 6. Relax the whole body, especially the lower back. 7. Slowly raise the head, neck and shoulders. Straightening the elbows, raise the trunk as high as possible. Use the back muscles more than the arm muscles. 8. Be aware of using the back muscles first while starting to raise the trunk. Then use the arm muscles to raise the trunk further and arch the back. Gently tilt the head backward so that the chin points forward and the back of the neck is compressed. 9. In the final position, the pubic bone remains in contact with the floor and the navel is raised a maximum of 3 centimeters. 10. If the navel is raised too high, the bend tends to be in the knees and not in the back. 11. The arms may or may not be straight. This will depend on the flexibility of the back. 12. Hold the final position. 13. To return to the starting position, slowly bring the head forward, release the upper back by bending the arms, lower the navel, chest, shoulders and finally the forehead to the floor. Relax the lower back muscles. This is 1 round. Breathing 1. Inhale while raising the torso. To breathe normally in the final position or retain the breath if the pose is held for a short time. 3. Exhale while lowering the torso. Duration: practice up to 5 rounds, gradually increasing the length of time in the final position. Awareness on synchronizing the breath with the movement and the smooth, systematic arching movement of the back. Sequence: this asana gives maximum benefits if preceded or followed by a forward bending asana. It may also be performed in conjunction with Shalbhasana and Dhanusana for effective general health of the back and spine. 34 Shashankasana, Hare Rabbit Pose, Target Chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Agya. The Sanskrit word Shashank means moon. It is derived from two words, Shash meaning hare and Ank meaning lamp. People in India have seen the dark patches on the full moon as resembling the shape of a hare with the moon in its lap. Furthermore, the moon symbolizes peace and calm. It emits soothing and tranquilizing vibrations. Shashankasana has a similar calming and cooling effect. More simply, it is the position frequently adopted by hares and rabbits. Contraindications: very high blood pressure, slipped disc or those who suffer from vertigo. Benefits: this asana stretches and strengthens the back muscles and separates the individual vertebrae from each other, releasing pressure on the discs. Often nerve connections emanating from the spinal cord are squeezed by these discs, giving rise to various forms of backache. This posture helps to relieve this problem in some cases and encourages the discs to resume their correct position. It also regulates the functioning of the adrenal glands. It tones the pelvic muscles and the sciatic nerves and is beneficial for both the male and female reproductive organs. Regular practice relieves constipation. Technique: 1. Sit in Vajrasana, placing the palms on the thighs just above the knees. 2. Close the eyes and relax, keeping the spine and head straight. 3. While inhaling, raise the arms above the head, keeping them straight and shoulder width apart. 4. Exhale while bending the trunk forward from the hips, keeping the arms and head straight and in line with the trunk. 5. At the end of the movement, the hands and forehead should rest on the floor in front of the knees. 6. If possible, the arms and forehead should touch the floor at the same time. 7. Bend the arms slightly so that they are fully relaxed and let the elbows rest on the floor. 8. Retain the breath for up to 5 seconds in the final position. Then simultaneously inhale and slowly raise the arms and trunk to the vertical position. Keep the arms and head in line with the trunk. 9. Breathe out while lowering the hands to the knees. 10. This is 1 round. 11. Practice 3 to 5 rounds. Duration: beginners should slowly increase the length of time in the final position until they are able to hold it comfortably for at least 3 minutes with normal breathing. Those who wish to calm anger and frayed nerves should further increase the time to 10 minutes, breathing normally. Awareness: physical, in the final position, on the pressure of the abdomen against the thighs, on the alignment of arms, neck and head moving into and out of the asana, on the breath synchronized with the physical movement. Spiritual: on Manipura or Swadhisthana chakra in the final position. Variation 1-1. Sit in Vajrasana and close the eyes. 2. Hold the right wrist with the left hand behind the back. 3. Relax the whole body and close the eyes. 4. Inhale and then, while exhaling, slowly bend the trunk forward from the hips so that the forehead rests on the floor. Remain in the final position for a comfortable length of time while breathing normally or deeply or in Ujjayi. Return to the starting position while inhaling. 5. Benefits: gives the benefits of Shashankasana. This variation is more advisable for people with back problems. Variation 2-1. Sit in Vajrasana. 2. Place the fists in front of the lower abdomen. 3. Inhale and then, while exhaling, slowly bend forward until the forehead touches the floor. 4. The fists will exert pressure on the lower abdominal organs. Retain the breath out in the final position for as long as is comfortable. 5. Inhale while raising the trunk and head. 6. Practice 2 to 3 rounds. Awareness on the pressure of the fists in the abdomen in the final position. Benefits: this variation massages and improves the efficiency of the intestines and digestive organs, relieving ailments such as constipation and excessive wind in addition to the benefits derived from the basic form of the practice. Variation 3. Sit in Vajrasana. 1. Interlock the fingers of both hands behind the back. Inhale deeply. Then exhaling, move the head and trunk forward and rest the head on the floor. 2. Simultaneously, raise the arms up and bring them as far forward as possible. 3. Inhaling, raising the head and trunk and lowering the arms. 4. This is one round. Practice 2 to 3 rounds. Benefits: this variation releases tension in the upper back and neck muscles, bringing great relief to those who experience stiffness in this area. It also gives the benefits of the basic practice. Variation 4. If the forehead does not comfortably reach the floor, make 2 fists and place one vertically on top of the other. Rest the forehead on this support. Benefits: this variation gives basically the same benefits as Shashankasana and can be practiced by people who are overweight or who have slightly raised blood pressure. 35. Gatyatmaka Bhujangasana, striking cobra pose, target chakras, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, and Agya. Contraindications: not to be performed by people with very high blood pressure, slipped disc or those who suffer from vertigo. People suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, intestinal tuberculosis or hyperthyroidism should not practice this asana without the guidance of a competent teacher. Benefits: Shashank Bhujangasana gives similar benefits to Bhujangasana and Shashankasana. However, the benefits of the latter postures come from maintaining the final position, whereas Shashank Bhujangasana acts mainly by alternately flexing the spine backward and forward. This asana gently tones the male and female reproductive organs, alleviates menstrual disorders and is an excellent postnatal asana, strengthening and tightening the abdominal and pelvic region. It tones and improves the functioning of the liver, kidneys, and other visceral organs. It also strengthens the back muscles. Technique 1. Assume the starting position for Marjariyasana. 2. Lower the buttocks onto the heels, moving into Shashankasana with the arms outstretched in front of the shoulders. 3. Then, to come into Bhujangasana without moving the position of the hands, slowly move the chest forward, sliding it just above the floor until it is in line with the hands. Move the chest further forward and then upward, as the arms straighten, and lower the pelvis to the floor. Ideally, the nose and chest should just brush the surface of the floor as the body moves forward like the movement of a snake. Do not strain to achieve this. 4. In the final position, the arms should be straight, the back arched and the head raised as in Bhujangasana, even if the navel does not touch the floor. Hold this position for a few seconds. 5. Slowly raise the buttocks and move backwards, keeping the arms straight, returning to Shashankasana. This is one round. 6. Relax the whole body for a short time before starting another round. 7. Practice 5 to 7 rounds. Breathing 1. Inhale on the forward movement. 2. Hold the breath for a few seconds in the final position. 3. Exhale while returning to Shashankasana. Awareness on the flexibility of the spine and the sensation in the arms, shoulders, chest and abdomen on synchronizing the movement with the breath. Sequence: this asana may be practiced directly after Shashankasana and followed by Tadasana. Practice note: the hand position should not change throughout the entire practice. 36. Ardha Shalbhasana, half locust pose, target chakras, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Muladhara, Vishuddhi, Agya. Technique ×1. Lie flat on the stomach with the hands under the thighs, palms downwards or hands clenched. 2. Keep both the legs straight throughout the practice. Place the chin on the floor, slightly stretched forward, to give the best possible stretch to the neck muscles and nerves. 3. Using the back muscles, raise the left leg as high as possible, keeping the other leg straight, relaxed and in contact with the floor. 4. Retain the position for as long as is possible without strain. 5. Do not tilt or twist the pelvis. 6. Lower the leg to the floor. 7. Repeat the same movement with the right leg. 8. This is one round. Breathing 1. Inhale in the starting position. 2. Retain the breath inside while raising the leg and in the final position. 3. Exhale while lowering the leg to the starting position. Duration up to 5 rounds when performed dynamically. Up to 3 rounds when performed statically. Awareness, physical on the lower back, abdomen and heart, and on synchronizing the breath with the movement. Benefits: Ardha Shalbhasana is an excellent asana for the back and pelvic organs. It can release tension in the pelvic area. Practice note: the left leg should be raised first so that pressure is applied on the right side of the abdomen to massage the ascending colon of the large intestine, following the direction of intestinal peristalsis. Variation of Ardha Salbhasana target chakras as Salbhasana and Anahata. Technique 1. Lie on the stomach with the legs and feet together and the forehead touching the floor. 2. Stretch both arms above the head in Advasana. Place the chin on the floor. 3. Keep the arms and legs straight throughout the practice. Simultaneously, raise the left leg, the head and right arm as high as possible. 4. The left leg should be stretched backwards and the right arm stretched forward as they are raised. 5. Retain the position for as long as possible without straining. 6. Lower the leg, head and arm to the starting position. Relax in Advasana, allowing the respiration to return to normal. 7. Repeat the same movement with the right leg and left arm. 8. This is one round. Practice up to 5 rounds. Breathing 1. Inhale while raising the leg, arm and head. 2. Retain while holding the position. 3. Exhale while lowering the leg, arm and head to the starting position. Awareness on synchronizing the breath with the movement and on the diagonal stretch through the body from the tips of the toes of the raised leg to the fingertips of the opposite hand. Benefits as Ardha Salbhasana. 37. Shalbhasana, locust pose, chakras activated, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Muladhara. Contraindications: Shalbhasana requires a great deal of physical effort, so it should not be practiced by people with a weak heart, coronary thrombosis or high blood pressure. Those suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, intestinal tuberculosis, and other such conditions are also advised not to practice this asana. Benefits: Shalbhasana strengthens the lower back and pelvic organs and provides relief from backache, mild sciatica and slipped disc as long as the condition is not serious. It tones and balances the functioning of the liver, stomach, bowels and other abdominal organs and stimulates the appetite. It tightens the muscles of the buttocks and causes the body to do Vajroli Mudra spontaneously. Technique 1. Lie flat on the stomach with the legs and feet together and the soles of the feet uppermost. 2. The arms may be placed either under the body or by the sides, with the palms downward or the hands clenched. Stretch the chin slightly forward and rest it on the floor throughout the practice. 3. Close the eyes and relax the body. 4. This is the starting position. 5. Slowly raise the legs as high as possible without straining, keeping them straight and together. 6. The elevation of the legs is produced by applying pressure with the arms against the floor and contracting the lower back muscles. 7. Hold the final position for as long as is comfortable without strain. 8. Slowly lower the legs to the floor. 9. This is one round. 10. Return to the starting position and relax the body with the head turned to one side. 11. Allow the respiration and heartbeat to return to normal. Breathing, inhale deeply in the starting position. Retain the breath inside while raising the legs and holding the position. Exhale while lowering the legs. Beginners may find it helpful to inhale while raising the legs. Advanced practitioners may exhale after returning to the starting position. Duration up to 5 rounds when performed dynamically. Up to 3 rounds when performed statically. Awareness, physical on the lower back, abdomen and heart, and on synchronizing the breath with the movement. Spiritual on Swadhisthana Chakra. Sequence, most beneficial when performed after Bhujangasana and before Dhanursana. Variation, lie on the stomach with the legs and feet together and the forehead touching the floor. Stretch both arms above the head in Advasana. Place the chin on the floor. Keep the arms and legs straight throughout the practice. Simultaneously raise both legs, the head and both arms as high as is comfortable. Retain the position, balancing on the abdominal muscles for as long as possible without straining. Lower the legs, head and arms to the starting position. Relax in Advasana, allowing the respiration to return to normal. This is one round. 38. Dhanursana, bow pose, target chakras, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agya, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Contraindications, people who suffer from a weak heart, high blood pressure, hernia, colitis, peptic or duodenal ulcers should not attempt this practice. This asana should not be practiced before sleep at night as it stimulates the adrenal glands and the sympathetic nervous system. Benefits: the entire alimentary canal is reconditioned by this asana. The liver, abdominal organs and muscles are massaged. The pancreas and adrenal glands are toned, balancing their secretions. The kidneys are massaged and excess weight is reduced around the abdominal area. This leads to improved functioning of the digestive, excretory and reproductive organs and helps to remove gastrointestinal disorders, dyspepsia, chronic constipation and sluggishness of the liver. It is useful for the management of diabetes and menstrual disorders. It improves blood circulation generally. The spinal column is realigned and the ligaments, muscles and nerves are activated, removing stiffness. It helps to correct hunching of the upper back. It strengthens leg muscles, especially the thighs. Dhanusana is useful for freeing nervous energy in the cervical and thoracic area, generally improving respiration. Technique 1. Lie flat on the stomach with the legs and feet together, and the arms and hands beside the body. 2. Bend the knees and bring the heels close to the buttocks. Clasp the hands around the ankles. Place the chin on the floor. 3. This is the starting position. 4. Tense the leg muscles and push the feet away from the body. Arch the back, lifting the thighs, chest and head together. Keep the arms straight. 5. In the final position, the head is tilted back and the abdomen supports the entire body on the floor. The only muscular contraction is in the legs, the back and arms remain relaxed. Hold the final position for as long as is comfortable and then, slowly relaxing the leg muscles, lower the legs, chest and head to the starting position. 6. Release the pose and relax in the prone position until the respiration returns to normal. 7. This is one round. Practice 3 or up to 5 rounds. Breathing 1. Inhale deeply in the starting position. 2. Retain the breath while raising the body. 3. Retain the breath inside in the final position or practice slow, deep breathing so that the body rocks gently in unison with the breath. 4. Exhale while returning to the prone position. Awareness on the abdominal region, the back, or the rhythmic expansion and contraction of the abdomen to the slow, deep breathing. Sequence: Dhanursana is ideally practiced after Bhujangasana and Shalbhasana and should be followed by a forward bending posture. It should not be practiced until at least 3 or 4 hours after a meal. 39. Ardha Ushtrasana, half camel pose, target chakras, Vishuddhi, Anahata, Agya. Contraindications: people with severe back ailments should not practice this asana. Benefits: 1. As given for Ushtrasana, but at a reduced level. 2. Sit in Vajrasana. Move the knees apart and the ankles to the side of the buttocks. 3. Stand up on the knees with the arms at the sides. 4. Keep the feet flat behind the body. 5. Stretch the arms sideways and raise them to shoulder level. Do not strain in any way. 6. Twist to the right, reach back with the right hand and hold the left heel or ankle. 7. Simultaneously, stretch the left arm in front of the head so that the hand is at eyebrow level. 8. The head should be slightly back with the eyes gazing at the raised hand. 9. Push the hips forward in the final position and keep the thighs vertical. 10. Hold this position while comfortable, retaining the gaze on the left hand. 11. Return to the starting position. 12. Repeat on the other side to complete one round. 13. Practice 3 or up to 5 rounds. Breathing: 1. Inhale while stretching the arms sideways. 2. Exhale while twisting to the side. 3. Hold the breath out or breathe normally in the final position. 4. Inhale while bringing the arms back to shoulder level. 5. Exhale while releasing the arms. Awareness: physical on the stretch in the back and neck, or on the normal breath if holding the posture. Spiritual on Anahata or Vishuddhi Chakra. Variation 1. A simpler variation is to place the right hand on the right heel and the left hand on the left heel. This posture also becomes easier if the heels are raised by balancing on the balls of the feet. Variation 2. After twisting, the outstretched arm may be raised above the head to a vertical position. The head should be held back with the eyes gazing at the raised hand. 40. Ushtrasana, camel pose, target chakras, Vishuddhi, Anahata, Agya. Contraindications: people with severe back ailments such as lumbago should not attempt this asana without the guidance of a competent teacher. Benefits: this asana is beneficial for the digestive and reproductive systems. It stretches the stomach and intestines, alleviating constipation. The backward bend loosens up the vertebrae and stimulates the spinal nerves, relieving backache, rounded back and drooping shoulders. The posture is improved. The front of the neck is fully stretched, toning the organs in this region and regulating the thyroid gland. It is helpful for people suffering from asthma. Technique: 1. Sit in Vajrasana. 2. Stand on the knees with the arms at the sides. 3. The knees and feet should be together, but may be separated if this is more comfortable. 4. Lean backward, slowly reaching for the right heel with the right hand and then the left heel with the left hand. Do not strain. 5. Push the hips forward, keeping the thighs vertical, and bend the head and spine backward as far as is comfortable. Relax the whole body, especially the back muscles, into the stretch. 6. The weight of the body should be evenly supported by the legs and arms. 7. The arms should anchor the shoulders to maintain the arch of the back. 8. Remain in the final position for as long as is comfortable. Return to the starting position by slowly releasing the hands from the heels one at a time. Breathing: normal. Do not try to breathe deeply because the chest is already stretched. Duration: practice up to 3 times as a dynamic asana. Hold the final position up to 3 minutes as a static pose. Awareness: Physical on the abdomen, throat, spine or natural breathing. Spiritual on Swadhisthana or Vishuddhi Chakra. Sequence: it is important that this asana is followed by a forward bending asana, such as Paschimottanasana, to release any tension in the back. The most convenient counterpose is Shashankasana since it may be performed immediately from Vajrasana without unnecessary body movement. Variation 1. To begin with, this asana may be practiced with the balls of the feet on the floor. 41. Noksana, boat pose, target chakras. Manipura, Agya Chakra contraindication, lower back issue. Benefits: this asana stimulates the muscular, digestive, circulatory, nervous and hormonal systems, tones all the organs and removes lethargy. It is especially useful for eliminating nervous tension and bringing about deep relaxation. It may be performed before Shavasana in order to attain a deeper state of relaxation. If practiced upon waking, it immediately restores freshness. Technique 1. It is also useful for women preparing for childbearing and may be practiced during the second trimester of pregnancy. 2. Lie in the starting position. 3. Keep the eyes open throughout. 4. Breathe in deeply. Hold the breath and then raise the legs, arms, shoulders, head and trunk off the ground. The shoulders and feet should be no more than 15 centimeters off the floor. Balance the body on the buttocks and keep the spine straight. 5. The arms should be held at the same level and in line with the toes. The hands should be open with the palms down. Look towards the toes. 6. Remain in the final position and hold the breath. Count to 5 mentally or for longer if possible. 7. Return to the supine position and then breathe out. Be careful not to injure the back of the head while returning to the floor. 8. Relax the whole body. 9. This is one round. 10. Practice 3 to 5 rounds. 11. Relax in Shavasana after each round, gently pushing out the abdomen with inhalation to relax the stomach muscles. Variation: repeat the same process as above, but clench the fists and tense the whole body as much as possible in the raised position. Breathing: 1. Inhale before raising the body. 2. Retain the breath while raising, tensing and lowering the body. 3. Exhale in the supine position. Awareness on the movement, mental counting and tensing of the body, especially the abdominal muscles, in the final position, and the breath. 42. Shavasana, corpus pose, target chakras, Agya, Sahasrara, Anahata. Benefits: this asana relaxes the whole psychophysiological system. It should ideally be practiced before sleep, before, during and after asana practice, particularly after dynamic exercises such as Surya Namaskara, and when the practitioner feels physically and mentally tired. It develops body awareness. When the body is completely relaxed, awareness of the mind increases, developing pratyahara. Technique 1. Lie flat on the back with the arms about 15 centimeters away from the body, palms facing upward. A thin pillow or folded cloth may be placed behind the head to prevent discomfort. Let the fingers curl up slightly. 2. Move the feet slightly apart to a comfortable position and close the eyes. 3. The head and spine should be in a straight line. 4. Make sure the head does not fall to one side or the other. Relax the whole body and stop all physical movement. Become aware of the natural breath and allow it to become rhythmic and relaxed. 5. After some time, again become aware of the body and surroundings and gently and smoothly release the posture. Breathing natural and relaxed, or begin to count the breaths from number 27 backwards to 0. Mentally repeat, I am breathing in 27, I am breathing out 27, I am breathing in 26, I am breathing out 26, and so on, back to 0. If the mind wanders and the next number is forgotten, Bring it back to the counting and start again at 27. If the mind can be kept on the breath for a few minutes, the body will relax. Duration according to time available. In general, the longer the better, although a minute or two is sufficient between asana practices. Awareness on relaxing the whole body, then on the breath. Practice note: do not move the body at all during the practice, as even the slightest movement disturbs the practice. A personal mantra may be repeated with every inhalation and exhalation. For maximum benefit, this technique should be performed after a hard day's work, before evening activities, or to refresh the body and mind before sitting for meditation, or just before sleep. Note, this asana is also known as Mritasana, the dead man's pose. 43. Pavanamuktasana, wind-releasing pose, target chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Contraindications: not to be performed by persons suffering from high blood pressure or serious back conditions such as sciatica and slipped disc. Benefits: Supta Pavanmuktasana strengthens the lower back muscles and loosens the spinal vertebrae. It massages the abdomen and the digestive organs and is therefore very effective in removing wind and constipation. By massaging the pelvic muscles and reproductive organs, it is also useful for impotence, sterility and menstrual problems. Stage 1-1. Lie in the starting position and relax. 2. Bend the right knee and bring the thigh to the chest. Interlock the fingers and clasp the hands on the shin just below the right knee. 3. Keep the left leg straight and on the ground. Inhale deeply, filling the lungs as much as possible. Exhaling, raise the head and shoulders off the ground and without straining bring the right knee to the nose. Remain in the final position for a few seconds. While slowly inhaling, return to the base position. 4. Relax the body. 5. Repeat 3 times with the right leg and then 3 times with the left leg. 6. Practice note: ensure that the straight leg remains in contact with the ground. 7. It is important to start with the right leg because it presses the ascending colon directly. 8. Follow with the left leg which presses the descending colon direct. Stage 2-1. Remain in the starting position. 2. Bend both knees and bring the thighs to the chest. 3. Interlock the fingers and clasp the hands on the shin bones just below the knees. 4. Inhale deeply. 5. Exhaling, raise the head and shoulders and try to place the nose in the space between the two knees. 6. Hold the raised position for a few seconds, counting mentally. 7. Slowly lower the head, shoulders and legs while inhaling. 8. Practice this 3 times. Awareness on the movement, the abdominal pressure and the breath. 44. Paschimottanasana, the back stretching pose, target chakras, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Contraindications: people who suffer from slipped disc, sciatica or hernia should not practice Paschimottanasana. Benefits: this asana stretches the hamstring muscles and increases flexibility in the hip joints. It tones and massages the entire abdominal and pelvic region, including the liver, pancreas, spleen, urogenital system, kidneys and adrenal glands. It helps to remove excess weight in this area and stimulates circulation to the nerves and muscles of the spine. Technique 1. Sit on the floor with the legs outstretched, feet together and hands on the knees. 2. This is the starting position. 3. Relax the whole body. 4. Slowly bend forward from the hips, sliding the hands down the legs. Try to grasp the big toes with the fingers and thumbs. If this is impossible, hold the heels, ankles or any part of the legs that can be reached comfortably. Move slowly without forcing or jerking. 5. Hold the position for a few seconds. Relax the back and leg muscles, allowing them to gently stretch. 6. Keeping the legs straight and utilizing the arm muscles, not the back muscles. Begin to bend the elbows and gently bring the trunk down towards the legs, maintaining a firm grip on the toes, feet or legs. 7. Try to touch the knees with the forehead. Do not strain. 8. This is the final position. 9. Hold the position for as long as is comfortable and relax. 10. Slowly return to the starting position. 11. This is one round. Breathing. 1. Inhale in the starting position. 2. Exhale slowly while bending forward. 3. Inhale in the static position. 4. Exhale while bringing the trunk further towards the legs with the arms. 5. Breathe slowly and deeply in the final position or retain the breath out if holding for a short duration. Inhale while returning to the starting position. Duration. Beginners should perform up to 5 rounds, staying in the final position for only a short length of time. Adepts may maintain the final position for up to 5 minutes. Awareness. Physical on the abdomen, relaxation of the back and leg muscles, or the slow breathing process. Spiritual on Swadhisthana Chakra. Sequence. This asana should precede or follow backward bending asanas such as Setu Asana, Chakrasana, Bhujangasana or Matsyasana. Practice note. Paschimottanasana can also be commenced by inhaling and raising the arms in the starting position and then exhaling into the forward bend instead of sliding the hands down the legs. 45. Gatyatmak Paschimottanasana, dynamic back stretch pose, target chakras, all contraindications, as for Paschimottanasana. In addition, this is a strenuous practice, not suitable for people with heart conditions, high blood pressure or any back problem. Benefits. The benefits are the same as for Paschimottanasana although at a reduced level. This is a dynamic practice which speeds up the circulation and metabolic processes. In addition, it renders the whole body more flexible, stimulating physical and pranic energy. Technique. 1. Lie flat on the back with the feet together. Raise the arms over the head and bring them to the floor with the palms facing up. This is the starting position. Relax the whole body. 2. Raise the trunk to the sitting position with the arms straight above the head and the spine straight. Bend forward into Paschimottanasana in a smooth movement. Hold the final position for a short time. 3. Return to the sitting position with the arms straight above the head. 4. Lean backwards and return to the starting position. 5. This is one round. Practice up to 10 rounds. Breathing. 1. Breathe normally in the starting position. 2. Inhale while coming into the sitting position. 3. Exhale while bending forward into Paschimottanasana. 4. Inhale while sitting up. 5. Exhale while returning to the starting position. Awareness. Physical on synchronizing the movement with the breath. Spiritual on Swadhisthana Chakra. 46. Janushirshasana, head to knee pose, target chakras, Swadhisthana, Manipura. Benefits. This practice gives basically the same benefits as Paschimottanasana as well as loosening up the legs in preparation for meditation asanas. Technique. 1. Sit with the legs outstretched and the feet together. Bend the left leg, placing the heel of the foot against the perineum and the sole of the foot against the inside of the right thigh. Keep the left knee on the floor. 2. Place the hands on top of the right knee, keeping the spine straight and the back muscles relaxed. This is the starting position. 3. Slowly bend forward, sliding the hands down the right leg and grasp the right foot. If possible, hold the big toe with the index finger, middle finger and thumb of the left hand and the outside edge of the foot with the right hand. 4. Try to touch the knee with the forehead. 5. This is the final position. 6. Keep the back relaxed and do not strain. 7. Hold the position for as long as is comfortable. 8. Return to the starting position and rest the hands on the knees. 9. Change sides and repeat with the right leg bent and the left leg straight. 10. Practice up to 5 times with each leg. Breathing. 1. Inhale in the starting position. 2. Exhale while bending forward. 3. Retain the breath outside if holding the final position for a short time. 4. Breathe normally if holding the pose for a longer time. 5. Inhale while returning to the starting position. Other details. As for Paschimottanasana. Practice note, sometimes known as Ardha Paschimottanasana. It may be practiced before Paschimottanasana as a preparatory asana. 47. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand pose, target chakras, Vishuddhi, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana. This is a mysterious asana which gives wonderful benefits. Spread a thick blanket on the floor and practice this asana on the blanket. Lie on the back quite flat. Slowly raise the legs. Lift the trunk, hips, and legs quite vertically. Support the back with the two hands, one on either side. Rest the elbows on the ground. Press the chin against the chest, Jalandhara Bandha. Allow the back shoulder portion and neck to touch the ground closely. Do not allow the body to shake or move to and fro. Keep the legs straight. When the asana is over, bring the legs down very slowly with elegance and not with any jerks. In this asana, the whole weight of the body is thrown on the shoulders. You really stand on the shoulders with the help and support of the elbows. Concentrate on the thyroid gland which lies on the front lower part of the neck. Retain the breath as long as you can do with comfort and slowly exhale through the nose. You can do this asana twice daily, morning and evening. This should immediately be followed by Matsyasana, fish posture. This will relieve pains in the back part of the neck and intensify the usefulness of Sarvangasana. Stand on the asana for 2 minutes and gradually increase the period to half an hour. 48. Matsyasana, fish posture, target chakras, Vishuddhi, Anahata, Agya, Manipura, Swadhisthana. This asana will help one to float on water easily with Plavini pranayam. Therefore, it is called fish pose, Matsyasana. Spread a blanket and sit on Padmasana by keeping the right foot over the left thigh and the left over right thigh. Then lie flat on the back. Hold the head by the two elbows. This is one variety. Stretch the head back so that the top of your head rests on the ground firmly on one side and the buttocks only on the other, thus making a bridge or an arch of the trunk. Place the hands on the thighs or catch the toes with the hands. You will have to give a good twisting to the back. This variety is more efficacious than the former one. The benefits that you derive from this variety are 100 times more than what you get in the previous variety. Those fatty persons with thick calves, who find it difficult to have Padmasana, footlock, may simply sit in the ordinary way and then practice this asana. Practice the Padmasana first. Make it firm, easy and steady. Then take Matsyasana. Do this asana for 10 seconds in the beginning and increase it to 10 minutes. When you have finished the asana, slowly release the head with the help of hands and get up. Then unlock the Padmasana. You must practice this asana soon after Sarvangasana. It will relieve stiffness of the neck and all crampy conditions of the cervical region caused by long practice of Sarvangasana. This gives natural massage or shampooing to the congested parts of the neck and shoulders. Further, it affords the maximum benefits of Sarvangasana. It is a complementary asana of Sarvangasana. Rather, it supplements Sarvangasana. As the larynx or wind box and trachea, windpipe, are thrown open widely, this asana helps deep breathing. Matsyasana is the destroyer of many diseases. It removes constipation. It brings down the accumulated fecal matter to the rectum. It is useful in asthma, consumption, chronic bronchitis, etc. on account of the deep breathing. 49. Mayurasana, Peacock pose, target chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muldhara, Anahata, Agya. This is more difficult than Sarvangasana. This demands good physical strength. Kneel on the ground. Sit on the toes. Raise the heels up. Join the two forearms together. Place the palms of the two hands on the ground. The two little fingers must be in close touch. They project towards the feet. Now you have got steady and firm forearms for supporting the whole body in the ensuing elevation of the trunk and legs. Now bring down the abdomen slowly against the conjoined elbows. Support your body upon your elbows that are pressed now against the navel or umbilicus. This is the first stage. Stretch your legs and raise the feet stiff and straight on a level with the head. This is second stage. Beginners can practice this asana by holding on to a table. They will find it easy to practice this. If you understand the technique of this asana, and if you use your common sense, you can do it easily and can keep up the balance without much difficulty. Fatty people have frequent nasty falls, slips and doublings, and they excite much laughter amongst the onlookers. Do not bend the legs when you stretch them. Practice this asana from 5 to 20 breaths. Those who have good physical strength can do it for 50 to 60 breaths. Retain the breath when you raise the body. It will give you immense strength. When you finish the asana, exhale slowly. 50 Baka Asana, crane pose, target chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Agya, Muldhara, Anahata. Breathing, retain the breath inside in the final position if holding the pose for a short period. Breathe normally if holding for longer periods. Duration, either practice holding the pose once for 2 or 3 minutes or practice raising and lowering the feet several times. Awareness, physical on maintaining balance. Spiritual on the nose tip as in Nasikagra Drishti. Sequence, relax in Advasana following this asana. Contraindications, people with high blood pressure, heart disease or cerebral thrombosis should not attempt this practice. Benefits, this asana balances the nervous system. It strengthens the arms and wrists and develops the sense of physical balance. Practice note, this asana requires more coordination than muscular strength. 51. Balasana, child's pose, target chakras, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Agya. Child's pose, Balasanu, is a common beginner's yoga pose. It is often used as a resting position in between more difficult poses during a yoga practice. The word Balasana comes from the Sanskrit words Bala meaning child and Asana meaning pose. Benefits of child's pose. Child's pose helps to stretch the hips, thighs, and ankles while reducing stress and fatigue. It gently relaxes the muscles on the front of the body while softly and passively stretching the muscles of the back torso. This resting pose centers, calms, and soothes the brain, making it a therapeutic posture for relieving stress. When performed with the head and torso supported, it can also help relieve back and neck pain. Sometimes used as a counter pose to backbends, child's pose restores balance and equanimity to the body. Cautions: do not practice child's pose if you have a current or recent knee injury. Women who are pregnant should only practice a wide-legged variation of the pose. Do not press the belly on top of the thighs. Always work within your own range of limits and abilities. If you have any medical concerns, talk with your doctor before practicing yoga. Techniques: 1. Begin on your hands and knees. Center your breath and begin to let your thoughts slow down. Turn your awareness inward. 2. Spread your knees wide apart while keeping your big toes touching. Rest your buttocks on your heels. 3. Those with very tight hips can keep their knees and thighs together. 4. Sit up straight and lengthen your spine up through the crown of your head. 5. On an exhalation, bow forward, draping your torso between your thighs. Your heart and chest should rest between or on top of your thighs. Allow your forehead to come to the floor. 6. Keep your arms long and extended, palms facing down. Press back slightly with your hands to keep your buttocks in contact with your heels. Lengthen from your hips to your armpits, and then extend even further through your fingertips. 7. For deeper relaxation, bring your arms back to rest alongside your thighs with your palms facing up. Completely relax your elbows. 8. Let your upper back broaden. Soften and relax your lower back. Allow all tension in your shoulders, arms, and neck to drain away. 9. Keep your gaze drawn inward with your eyes closed. 10. Hold for up to a minute or longer, breathing softly. 11. To release the pose, gently use your hands to walk your torso upright to sit back on your heels. Tips: use child's pose after finishing arm balancing asanas, and also throughout your practice whenever you need a break between poses or if you get out of breath. Return to the practice when you are ready. Breathe consciously and fully into the back of your torso. Imagine your back is doming toward the ceiling, allowing the spine to lengthen and widen. With each exhalation, release your front torso a little deeper into the pose. 52. Shirshasana, headstand, target chakras, Sahasrasa, Agya, Vishuddhi, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muldhara. Contraindications: Shirshasana should not be practiced by people with neck problems, headache or migraine, high blood pressure, heart disease, thrombosis, arteriosclerosis, chronic catarrh, chronic constipation, kidney problems, impure blood, severe nearsightedness, weak blood vessels in the eye, conjunctivitis, chronic glaucoma, inflammation of the ears or any form of blood hemorrhage in the head. It should not be practiced during pregnancy or menstruation. Benefits: this asana is very powerful for awakening Sahasrara Chakra and therefore it is considered the greatest of all asanas. Shirshasana revitalizes the entire body and mind. It relieves anxiety and other psychological disturbances which form the root cause of many disorders such as asthma, hay fever, diabetes, and menopausal imbalance. It also helps to rectify many forms of nervous and glandular disorders, especially those related to the reproductive system. This asana reverses the effect of gravity on the body. Strain on the back is thus alleviated, and the reversed flow of blood in the legs and visceral regions aids tissue regeneration. The weight of the abdominal organs on the diaphragm encourages deep exhalation so that larger amounts of carbon dioxide are removed from the lungs. Stage 1. Sit in Vajrasana. Close the eyes and relax the whole body. After a few minutes, open the eyes, bend forward and place the forearms on a folded blanket with the fingers interlocked and the elbows in front of the knees. The distance between the elbows should be equal to the distance from each elbow to the interlocked fingers, forming an equilateral triangle. Place the crown of the head on the blanket between the interlocked fingers. Wrap the hands around the head to make a firm support so that it cannot roll backward when pressure is applied. Stage 2. Lift the knees and buttocks off the floor and straighten the legs. Stage 3. Slowly walk the feet as close as possible towards the trunk and head, gradually moving the back towards the vertical position. Bend the knees slightly, press the thighs against the abdomen and lower chest. Transfer the body weight slowly from the toes onto the head and arms, maintaining a steady balance. Raise one foot off the floor about 20 centimeters, carefully balance, then raise the other foot and balance on the head and arms. Stage 4. Bending the knees, gradually raise the lower legs in a controlled movement. Adjust the trunk slightly to counterbalance the weight of the legs. Fold the legs back so the heels move towards the buttocks. To accomplish this movement, contract the muscles of the lower back. The knees are now pointing down with the legs together. Maintain the position for a few seconds, being aware of complete balance before proceeding. Stage 5. Raise the knees to the vertical position. Keeping the heels near the buttocks, slowly straighten the hips so that the thighs move up and away from the torso. Raise the knees until they point directly upward and the thighs are in line with the trunk. Balance the body. Stage 6. Slowly straighten the knees and raise the lower legs. The whole body should be in one straight line with the feet relaxed. This is the final position. Close the eyes and balance the whole body, relaxing in the final position for as long as is comfortable. Stage 7. Return to the starting position. Slowly bend the knees and lower the body with control, in the reverse order, until the toes touch the floor. Remain with the head on the ground in the kneeling position for a short time, then slowly return to the upright position. Breathing. When first learning Sirshasana, one may practice normal breathing while coming into the posture. Otherwise, inhale at the end of stage 1 and retain the breath inside while raising the body into the final position. Breathe normally in the final position. The breath should become increasingly subtle in this posture as one becomes accustomed to it. Duration. Start by holding the pose for 10 to 30 seconds, gradually adding a few seconds each week until the desired period is reached. 3 to 5 minutes spent in the final position is sufficient for general health. However, Sirshasana may be practiced by adepts for periods of up to 30 minutes. Awareness, physical, when first practicing, on maintaining the balance. For adepts, on the brain, on the center of the head or on the respiration. Spiritual, on Sahasrara Chakra. Sequence. When first learning, practice Sirshasana at the end of the asana program. More experienced practitioners may perform it either at the beginning or the end. It should be followed by Tadasana as a counter pose and then Shavasana. Practice note. In the final position, most of the weight of the body is sustained by the top of the head, the arms being used to maintain balance only. Beginners, however, may use the arms for support until the neck is strong enough to bear the full weight of the body and a reasonable sense of balance has been developed. If the practitioner should fall during the practice, the body should be kept as relaxed as possible. If the fall is forward, try to fold the knees into the chest so that the impact on the floor is sustained by the feet. If falling backwards, arch the back again so that the feet sustain the impact.